everyone, I am Chrono Garuda, and today we're taking a look at the DX Jet Icarus from Choujin Sentai Jetman. Jetman was the 15th anniversary for Super Sentai, and this season was an homage to an old anime called Gatchaman, or G-Force in the United States. Jetman came out 1 year before Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, which would later be adopted into the original Power Rangers. Saban originally wanted to adapt Jetman to Power Rangers, but dinosaurs were so popular at the time, so he used Zyuranger instead. These were what the original Zords could have been if Jetman was MMPR Season 1. There are a pair of fists and a chrome sword. You can't really store them anywhere, so you're going to have to put them off to the side. Now this set is rather interesting. This was sold on eBay as an auction along with the DX Jet Garuda, which I have right here in bird mode, for a little over $200. These are currently the only pre-Zyuranger Zords, yes I'm calling them Zords, that I own. And pre-Zyuranger stuff typically goes for an insane amount of money on eBay. The seller claimed that they were originally sold together with Korean text and they're supposedly knockoffs. However, they are still the same exact toy with minor differences. Die-cast metal is removed from them and replaced with chrome plastic. The original sword was silver, and stickers were not only pre-applied, but some of them were either missing or in the wrong spots. I will go more into detail with that as I go over the individual jet machines. Let's start off with Jet Hawk. It's very nice looking, but it's the blockiest of the bunch. Now, if you can look in here really carefully, you can actually see the cockpit inside, but it might be a little hard to see on this camera, but all the other Jetman Zords have clear cockpits like this as well. When you look underneath, you can see the chrome chests for the robot mode, but they gave this nice piece of landing gear to protect it. Unfortunately, though, as you can see, mine's already a little scratched up, and this was actually die-cast on the original toy. And speaking of unfortunate, the Zord itself isn't very solid because things don't really peg in very well. There's also a metal pin that holds this top section together, but it's really loose, and it actually fell out a few times when I was transforming this thing. So to fix that, I got really tiny pieces of tape, and I pretty much covered up them holes on those both sides. Oh, spoiled the transformation there. And kind of hard to see, but I pretty much put tape on both sides to protect it from falling out. Next is Jet Swallow. Now, if you notice that the blue sticker on this side here and the one on this side are actually different shades of blue. These stickers were actually a fresh batch of stickers I ordered on eBay because there are some stickers in the wrong places. As you can see, this little yellow streak right here was there, and it was like Jet Owl and Jet Swallow stickers were all mixed up, and same I believe on this side it was, and yeah, it was like slightly different shades of blue. Also, I believe the original version, the head was a slightly lighter blue as well. From what I've seen, I don't think the original has any screw holes on this side. Now, the thing I really like about the wings here is that they can actually fold back like this, kind of like an F-14 Tomcat. And this is actually for the shield mode when it combines. And when you take this off in the show, this actually becomes a weapon that it uses called the Wing Cutter, and it just comes off like this and it strikes the monster. Here we have Jet Condor. Now, I really like this one quite a lot, but for some reason the landing gear here and the wheels back here are molded in so it can't really roll. However, there is a yellow wheel right here that is a functioning wheel that is only used for the Icarus Hawkin mode. And that doesn't really make any sense. I don't know why they couldn't make these into actual wheels. But that always really bugged me about this one right here. Now, if the labels look a little funny on the sides here, that's because originally when I got this, the labels was already molded in. However, it just wasn't really accurate, so I used the stickers I got for the set, and I just fix it on there, but it didn't really fit in perfectly, and this one's kind of wearing off. I don't know why, and the camera doesn't want to focus on it. There we go. So there's that. I don't remember the name of the attack at the top of my head, but in the show, these guys actually fly side by side together like this, and they simultaneously just fire lasers at the monster. So there's also that. Here we have Jet Owl, and this one's very similar to Jet Swallow because they're basically the same mold and they become arms for the Megazord. And like Jet Swallow, that one stickers got mixed up with this one and I had to cover it up, and there's still a little blue streak as you can see there. And also, I believe on the original one, I don't think there was many screw holes on this side, and it's really weird because the screw hole on this one makes it look like it's got a pupil, so that's really odd. And for something that is armed to the teeth, you'd think that it would go ballistic with all these guns, but instead in the show, it actually uses a claw that was never included on the DX toy to pick up rocks and drop them on the monster. Last but not least, we have Jet Swan. It's pretty much the same as Jet Condor. Oh, and these little wing bits are actually really loose, as well as these wing bits are here also a little loose on mine. And it pretty much has the same problems as Jet Condor as well with the wheels. But overall, those ones are actually my favorite of the 5, because I really like the colors and it just blends in really well. Overall, despite their minor flaws, I absolutely enjoy these guys, and I think they all look great together. But they look even better together. We have the Icarus Haken. The last time we ever saw something like this in Super Sentai / Power Rangers were the Time Flatters from Time Force. Now, I absolutely love this configuration. There isn't really much kibble anywhere, and it was very well compact and very well made. However, as you saw in the transformation, attaching Jet Owl and Jet Swallow was very difficult, and I kind of felt scared breaking it, and the same thing applies to when I'm taking this thing apart. So when I do the other configuration with Jet Icarus, I'm going to have them already separated for that part of the video. As for the wing parts that came apart, there isn't really a single place anywhere on this mode where you can really store these guys anywhere. The triangular shape on this thing really gives it a stealth bomber feel, but this thing is anything but a stealth bomber. The Rangers use this mode to go into a giant fiery phoenix, and then it impales the enemy. And this is a reference to the phoenix from Gatchaman. As for a sense of scale, it's actually pretty big. And here it is next to an average deluxe glass transformer. Here we have the Titan's Return Chrome Dome. While the Icarus Haken is very impressive, I'd say that the robot mode is just as impressive as well. here we have Jet Icarus. This has got to be my favorite piece of my entire collection. It is so well designed in my opinion, and it's easily one of the best Megazords we've ever had to date. And unlike your typical Megazord or Sentai mech, it doesn't really look that much like a combiner at all, and it looks like it's its own standalone robot. You could barely see any of the components at all, and everything is just so well hidden, and I just think it's amazing. It's a pity we don't get stuff like this anymore on your typical Sentai mechs these days. One thing I really like about this toy is that the fists are actually spring-loaded and can fire. However, the springs on the right arm are super sensitive, especially while holding the sword and moving it around. See, as you can just see, it just went off like that. It's really sensitive, so what I like to do is if I'm going to just mess around with it, I like to have my thumb and hold it while I just move the sword like so. As for Jet Swallow's wings, now be held as a shield, which I think it looks great with them. Jet Owl's wings, on the other hand, it's supposed to be a blaster of some kind, but it doesn't really peg in and just keeps falling off, so I often put it to the side. As for articulation, it's your typical Megazord slash Sentai mech. Only the arms move and can go full 360. And once again, for size comparison, here it is right next to Chrome Dome. Overall, I absolutely love this set, and I think it's almost perfect. I highly recommend to any Jetman fan, but only if you're willing to pay sheer prices on eBay. If you're unable to afford it, then I recommend getting the Super Mini Pla version, which is an affordable alternative. In my next video, I'll be reviewing the Jet Garuda as well as its two combinations with Jet Icarus. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more content.